To start using RemiPeople, you will need to set up an account or log in using your email address and password. This is your dashboard where all your jobs are listed and summarised. Both current and archived or expired jobs are listed here. One of the first things you'll want to do is add a new role. It's also worth mentioning here, should there be more than one person in your organisation responsible for coordinating recruitment, you can select the Invite Recruiter tab to enter their details, and an invitation will be forwarded to them to join the RemiPeople platform. But first, let's add our new role. Here you can see the recruitment workflow laid out across the screen. There are 4 steps and a reporting function. The first step is role setup, and here you input the role and company details and develop the online candidate assessment forms. The second step is where you advertise the role to attract applicants to apply. The third step in the workflow is where you score and rank candidates' online assessment. The fourth workflow tab, Interview, helps you to set up and conduct the interview process. At the end of the workflow, you will have all the information you require to select the best candidate to hire. The reporting function allows you to assess the profile of your candidate pool at each stage of the recruitment process. We'll now set up a role. First, enter the company name and the department. Next, add the job description, which you can type in or copy and paste from your files. Next, you enter essential job criteria. Here you devise questions to assess whether candidates meet your essential criteria. In other words, the must-haves for the role. For example, qualifications, years of experience, and so on. You type in the question and provide a range of answers for candidates to choose from, selecting the one that's right by clicking on the radio button. You can add as many questions as you need to ascertain if candidates have the job requirements you're seeking. The next screen is the work skill test questions. These are open-ended questions giving candidates the chance to answer with free text. You simply type in the questions along with the ideal answer and save. We suggest you add between 3 to 5 of these work skill questions. The last step in the role setup stage is to preview the demographic questions we ask of each candidate. This information is always aggregated for reporting purposes. We are now ready to advertise the role, step 2 in the workflow. Here we set up the first page that applicants will see when applying for the role. You can use the default text provided or choose your own words to thank applicants for applying and to explain the assessment process. It's also an opportunity for you to sell the role to job seekers and for candidates to learn more about the role and your company. You can then preview the online form that applicants will complete in case you find any errors or want to make edits. Once you're happy with this information and it's correct, you are now ready to copy the link and paste it into your job advertisements. This may be on an online job board, such as Seek or Indeed, or via email, or to your company careers page. Once applications are received, you will be notified via mail and can return to your dashboard and quickly see what stage of the process you're at and how many applicants there are. Now it's time to score and rank candidates, where you can view a leaderboard ranking candidates' performance. Candidates are anonymised, and those who have successfully passed the first screen, the essential job criteria, are marked in green with a plus sign. Those marked in red with a negative sign are candidates you most likely will not proceed with. At any time, you can automate the sending of rejection emails to unsuitable candidates by clicking on the green envelope next to their unique candidate identifier. Those candidates who have passed the first screen can then have their work skill questions evaluated. Simply select the candidates with whom you want to proceed and click on the Evaluate button. Here is the assessment screen, where you will score and rank each of the selected candidates based on their answers to the open work skill questions. These questions and ideal answers are contained on the left-hand side of the screen, and each candidate's response is on the right-hand side. By sliding the scale, you can score each candidate relative to each other. The process is repeated for each question. Returning to the score and rank candidate page, the leaderboard has now been updated with these evaluation results. You are now ready to shortlist candidates for interview by selecting the top performers. At this point, you can now see the candidate's resume to make a final assessment. By clicking on the green Select to Interview button, you can select candidates for interview. We are now in the final stages of the workflow, ready to set up for interview. This involves scheduling the interview, developing the questions, and actually conducting the interview and reviewing the results. Scheduling the interview is done in the Set Up Interview tab, where both candidates and interviewers are selected. Interview dates and times assigned. All of the information is sent to candidates and interviewers via automated emails. The next step is to develop the interview questions. Much like before, you enter the question in the text box and then enter the ideal answer as shown. You may add as many questions as you like. Interviewers are sent an email with all of the interview details and provided a link to review the interview questions, and when ready, start the interview process. Using a laptop, tablet, or mobile device, the interviewer logs onto the following screen, which contains the role name, candidate name, interview questions, and ideal answers. The interviewer can score the answers provided by candidates using the sliding scale and insert any comments into the text box. This continues until all interview questions are completed. Interview results are then updated in the interview leaderboard. The interview panel can access a summary of each candidate's performance at each stage of the recruitment funnel. This information can then be used by the interviewing panel to make the final selection decision. At any stage throughout the process, you can click on the Reporting tab, which provides the demographic characteristics of your candidate pool, including how many applicants completed the assessment and how many didn't, the demographic profile of your pool, and also a gender breakdown of applicants at each stage of the recruitment funnel. Returning to the dashboard, you can see a summary of the role along with a snapshot view of the role statistics.